we will create the following 3D model using Catia V5. In this case, we have something more like a cube right here. We have the entire cube, and this cube has a hole with an angle with respect of this axis. So right here I have the faces or the views that are going to tell me all the information that I need for me to create the 3D model. There's one mistake here though, because right here I have one view that does not contain any information needed for me to create the model. As you can see right here, I have some different codes or different lengths. But if you're going to use a view within Engineer and Draw, then that view has to be needed. Okay, that view is going to be required for the person that is going to create this 3D model, maybe in the computer or in real life, uses it. Okay, as you can see right here, I do not need this view. This view does not contain information. I could use the isometric view. Okay, do not worry about this. This is for tolerances purposes. Maybe we're going to see that later. And there is something else that I have to say right now, and this engineering draw was made by Luis Miguel Huérfano Garzón. Okay, so we're going to start by using the view that contains the most information possible. As you can see right here, I have a lot of different information. So I'm gonna start with start, mechanical design, part design. This is the tutorial 8, I think, within the channel. So that is how I'm going to call the part. Then I'm going to select the sketch view, and I'm going to start with that top view. So I'm going to select the XY plane. Okay, now we have access to the grid and to the sketch environment of Catia V5. I'm going to start creating the cube right here. So I'm going to start with this rectangle. This rectangle has a width of 55, and right here I have 45. So double click. I'm going to change those two measures right now. 55. I'm getting out of the sketch. Then I'm going to extrude this cube, and right here I have the information for me to extrude it. So this has a length of 30 millimeters, and I'm going to select the sketch. Okay, now I'm going to create one sketch more with respect of this face. Okay, everything looks correct, and I'm going to create this hole right here. Okay, so for me to do that, I gotta call the edges of the cube. So I'm gonna do that by using this tool, and I'm going to select the 4 edges of the tool. Then I'm going to say that those edges are for construction purposes by selecting this tool and OK. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is to create 2 more lines for constructions right here and right here. Those lines has to be touching the axis, the 2 axes. Okay, I made a mistake right here because this line does not touch this axis. This line touches the below part. Okay, so right here and right here. Okay, I'm going to constrain everything for me to define it. Selecting these 2 points, this is equal to 35, as you can see right here. And right here I have a 7. Okay, there is one thing that I have to say right now, and is that I'm using millimeters. Why is that? Because, well, in every single engineering draw, there must be information about the model that the engineering draw is referring to. This is usually right here, and it contains information about the material, the unit system, the tolerances, in which case maybe you don't have to use this. But yeah, information about the 3D model. But this engineering draw does not contain information about that. So if I do not find information about the unit system that it's using, and I'm the one who is creating or duplicating the 3D model, I can assume that these lengths are in millimeters. So how am I going to review that here? By Tools, Options. Right here I have Parameters and Measures, and then Units. Okay, right here I have millimeters. I could change that for whatever measure I'm working on, in this case millimeters, and okay. Okay, I've defined these 2 lengths. What I'm going to do next is to define this length. So right here I have, with respect of this point, 41 millimeters. So double click, enter, 41. And what's left is this measure. Okay, so how am I going to get that measure? By assuming that I have right here a 45-degree angle. Okay, because there is not information contained right here. So I'm going to assume that, although I cannot do that. If I have maybe close to me the person that made this engineering draw, I should ask what is the length or what is the angle that I have right here. Okay, so this is, I'm going to assume that this is equal to 45 degrees, and then I'm going to use a profile option for me to create, for me to create the shape that I require. So I'm going to touch every single point that I need. And as you can see, everything is defined. Then I'm getting out of the sketch and use the pocket definition option. Right here I do have the measure that I need. In this case, this pocket is until 15 millimeters, so 15. Enter, and that would be all, guys. That is how you could model this 3D model using Catia V5.